Do we know how many people are actually affected by this?
In truth, we don't, Colette, and People Before Profit say that they genuinely have no idea how many people might be customers of these community heating schemes, which are relatively unused in Ireland. They're only really used in a lot of either older local authority developments or alternatively in a lot of newer developments, perhaps in newer apartment buildings that might only have been built in the last 5 or 10 years. But what they effectively amount to is a situation where people who are living in a certain development don't have the same freedom as other customers to pick and choose who their energy provider might be. And that in turn means they don't have the same freedom to go and avail of special tariffs that might be offered to new customers of people who are signing up to one provider or another. But moreover, People Before Profit say that these sectors aren't as closely regulated as the others, and it means that there is no real limit on how much these people might be charged. So you could have some situations, as Richard Boyd Barrett has been explaining, where people who were being charged 7 cents per kilowatt hour for energy only a year or two ago are now being charged 60 cents for the same energy, or in some cases even more.
A lot of the multi-unit apartment complexes that were built over the last 8 to 10 years in particular will be people who are locked into these sorts of arrangements where they have seen really staggering increases in their tariffs, these additional charges that other people don't have to pay, and no way out.
And this has been raised by People Before Profit as part of their planning for the next round of nationwide cost of living protests. People remember the major rally that there was in Dublin and in some other regional cities a couple of weeks ago. The next round of that is to take place on a more granular basis around the country. The Cost of Living Coalition, which has today been holding a photo call outside the gates of Leinster House to promote all this, announcing the details of 19 different marches or protests all to take place around the country this coming Saturday. They believe that some of the issues around where people may not have attended the previous round was because people simply couldn't afford the price of fuel or petrol or diesel, for example, to come up to Dublin for the day. Therefore, they're bringing the protest nationwide. Details of those protests being announced today. 19 different venues for the protest this coming Saturday.
Gavin, thank you very much for all of that.